Alright, welcome back to another Play and Explain. I don't know if this video is going to be laggy. I've been trying to record on my laptop for a while. I'm playing one table of 2K, one table of 1K, and we have some 500 here running. And I'm waitlisting the other 1Ks. So I hope that's good enough. Been trying to record in this location. As you can see, there's a different background, but it's been challenging because I do lag a lot and the games haven't been the greatest. Also, I've been playing a good amount of heads up, and I don't record while I play heads up. I usually have one table of it running sometimes recently through the hours I've been playing. Alright, here, I'm going to open King 10 pure. This game's running around, here, I think you could probably check this one back sometimes. And on a 31, I don't mind it, honestly, so we're going to find the check back. I mean, you have the king, you block the other more prominent flushes he's going to have. Yeah. Just gonna take, when you check this once, you're almost always gonna check this one twice, so. We're gonna check twice and try and win here. I mean, I don't expect him to just over bluff this card. Could probably call sometimes, I don't think we have to though. I mean, here I'm tempted to call because I think it's really easy for him, my opponent, to be over bluffing. Simply due to the fact that he could have an ace sometimes, but yeah, that's what I thought. I just figured he's gonna have so much air that if he just takes all of his air and he bets that size, he has to pick predominantly value when you bet that size, so he has to really just basically never bluff it for that size. So here on burst 2x, I guess we can go to 12. Not to mention that he's less likely to be bluffing with these 10 of hearts hands. Yeah, actually, I don't know how the blocker interaction works here. As you can see, I'm starting to lag, so. Versus the wreck in the hand, I still don't think. I think that's a little too wide. And this is going to be too wide as well. Well, obviously with the exploitative call there, I just don't see the need for a block size from my opponent. I think mainly you just want to be polar on this river. Like, you can get some thin value from ace-x, but I think those hands are mainly good enough to bet bigger. Just seemed like the type of strategy he would. I think if he had an ace, he would honestly either size up or check. This hand, what are we? It's gonna be a pure fold, especially on a 19. Blind versus blind. I believe this will open. So he left. It's annoying. I want to film this video, but I do believe the game will break here, so. And I can't keep recording here. I mean, I'll sit this. That's definitely annoying. I'm gonna put sit on next big blind, but if no one leaves, then I'll keep playing. I'll reg battle it, I don't care. Here on a 9, this hand's almost pure calling. So when we roll a 9, we're just gonna call. And here with no suits, I think it's okay to raise some of these types of hands. Especially I think my opponent's over c-betting this board. Yeah, see this guy left, so I'm gonna do the same. So here we have two options. We have check back and we have B20. I'm trying to gauge. I think there's still value to be gained with this hand. We have a lot of flushes ourselves defending this range. So we're gonna go with the small size here. Okay. That's really unfortunate. But I'll keep recording with 3 tables. It's not the best 2K action, but whatever. Hopefully we can get in some of these GG1Ks. I don't know why my Gerogen's not working. Yeah, sorry about the lack of uploads. It's been a pain in the ass to record. It's definitely a lot of it's my fault, but if it was easier, I would have had a video out. Hopefully this game doesn't break. I don't know why every game's just breaking, but ah, man. Looks like I'm playing heads up now, and I don't want to record heads up, but alright, so I'll either continue the video from here, but I don't really... maybe I'll continue it from here. Alright, looks like I've managed to find 4 tables, so... Here on a 3... I don't know, where's this guy when he sizes down? I'm just gonna 4-bet this hand. Probably, it's definitely not on a 3, it's a fold. Well, whatever. Here with the king of spades, it's actually not the worst hand to check back. Because we're unblocking hands like king, queen of spades, king, 10 of spades that are like even king, 9 of spades this guy might call. And the other ones might float, but this one won't, so I'm gonna check. It's like a great card because my hand's so underwrapped. Obviously he still has 8s, but this guy sometimes shoves 8s pre-flop, so. I think, yeah, he has 9s too, but when I check, I'm going to commit to checking twice on a rainbow run out. Okay, now what's the size here that I would want to bet on the river after checking twice? Oh, we'll just bet this. Ace 10 off. This is prediction. On a 53 here, he does size down. I'm gonna call. Oh, this can do either. I think I'm just gonna call on a 61 though. I mean, he said he felt like a trap, but trap is what I'm repping. Okay, so here when he bets twice here on a 12, I think in theory it's a call. In practice, there's probably, but I'll call. It's not always a heart when he's betting. I just know in theory if I were to run it, it would be a call because he still has a huge range, right? He still has so many different types of hands. And I mean, just letting him successfully bluff all of my low pocket pairs with a heart just seems incorrect. Here I'm just going to size up to B75 actually because he flats, he's so capped. He has low pocket pairs, but at this deep, do I want to keep his low pocket pairs in? I'm going to bet again for half pot. And then reevaluate on the river. Wow. So there's jam, obviously. There's block. And I think I check the most. If I check, how does he not reopen a king? I don't know. We'll see what he had. I'm just trying to think. Yeah. Basically my logic behind checking was if I block, what am I trying to get value from? If I block, he might just call a king. He might call a flush. I've seen a lot of wrecks call a flush. So by just playing it this way, we're almost guaranteed getting a reopen here. Oh, my computer's starting to shit the bed. I think it's the replayer. But basically, since I want to try and get all the money in the middle, I don't mind just checking. Obviously, in theory, you'd be a little exploitable. You're probably not betting enough. You make your opponent not want to reopen. But I just think we're so wreck. My worst nightmare is I block and he just calls a flush because he doesn't want to risk getting jammed on or being trapped, and a lot of people are scared of that, especially in that spot where I do have a lot of ace-king. So I wouldn't put it past the rec to just flat there. So I just go for the check. And also you give him the chance to bluff a hand like 7-6. I just don't think he's calling an underpair then when the ace comes off and the flush already got there. Whatever the number was I'm calling, it wasn't a high enough number. It has to be like above a 70. Here, with the king of spades we're going to call. You didn't roll a super high number. It's not a board you're going to be raising very aggressively on. Obviously get a pretty terrible turn card. Behind king queen, ace jack, and jack 9, which totals up to like infinite combos, and queen queen. So we definitely do not have a good in now. Like if you just do the math of how many hands he's going to have. And on the river, I just think we check fold. Have to look at size, but 10's good quads. When he sizes up this hard, we're going to have a lot of ace-x that floats. You just don't have to call anymore, I think. I guess block is okay. But I just think, yeah, not the best run out. Feel that type of head. Oh, sorry about the yawning. Unfortunately, we don't have any super high stakes games going, but you have 1K. I'm not going to put 2K plain explain in the title, but we had a couple hands of 2K. Okay, here versus the rec. Obviously, in theory, I don't mind just sizing up here. We don't have a diamond. We don't have a spades. So if he wants to float any of the other two cards, on turn we're going to check and evaluate. On the river, I think we're good enough. We just beat all the other king X. He has traps, but I hope this guy doesn't leave because the game might break. Just looking to see if any games open, but I'm not going to play a heads up while recording. When he checks, I just think he's so capped, then I'm just going to over it. I don't think he has top pair. Sorry if the video's boring. Doesn't seem like much is happening, but yeah. Maybe this guy reset to 2K. Does not look like it. I don't think Acer ever gets in here. I think it's a call them most of the time. Got another 5-10 going. Jeez. We'll move it to the middle. Probably shouldn't have. On a low number, we're just going to call the queen jack suited. The key of 3-betting the big blind is you want to make sure you have a strong calling range too. And here we're going to check. And here I have no clue what to do. I don't mind betting this in theory. I think he's going to have hands like queen 10, jack 9, jack 8. And not to mention just the added equity of having the straight draw. I think a lot of people will miss values in spot like that by not going thin enough. But yeah. Where your hand can easily call a raise and extract value. I'm just going to be range checking an ace-high mono board. He has a significant amount more flushes than us, and it's not in our range's best interest to build a pot 90% of the time. And here we could block. He might have to call worse. I don't know. Oh wow, he flopped 2 pair. Don't be that guy. I guess once he checks back flop though, there's no real different way to play that hand. Ooh. Obviously gonna open the queen 10. I also here. Or what even happened? Did he post? I don't know. I don't think we should be betting this hand. With no spade, I mean. Just probably giving up. This guy doesn't have an ace-x most of the time. This guy probably has an ace-x good amount, but let's just go half pot. Alright, we found out. The instant raise, and it looks like this guy has a decision too somehow. How long have I been recording? This video is like probably more boring than usual. Alright, we're still 4-bet. We're just gonna fold. Gonna fold here. A lot of folding. Actually, versus Rec in the big blind, this is probably an okay open. Right here on a 9. I think we fold on a 9. Pretty sure. Damn. Should have killed. It's probably like as close of a regular table as it gets. So. If I rolled low, I might have folded the ace-10. Oh. Generally with UTG range, outside of the pairs and the connectors, I don't mind opening the mixes like close to peer. Just because usually if a table's running, there's a rec on it. I mean, it's different for you guys playing Zoom. 66, I'm just going to call. With the king clubs, I don't know. I don't think leads in problem theory here, but I think with the king clubs, it's okay. I like this exact hand. I don't mind it. He's gonna float like these like king X blackdoor suits that when a king comes off, we do pretty well against. He obviously raises, and we're just gonna call. I mean, is he raising an ace? I feel a lot better about this spot if I had an 8. And on the river, we just check here and lose to an 8, probably. I mean, when the 4 gets here, we have obviously hands like 7-5. 6-4, 4-3. We don't block 6-4 suited. It doesn't really matter because he doesn't really have it, but if he has a hand with the 6 of spades, for example, okay, so he's just, this is exactly what I'm talking about with the king. Obviously, he played this one a little weird, but it's the same logic, right? He had a backdoor flush draw, king X hand. I don't think this hand actually ever calls. I think it's just 3-bet or fold, and we rolled a low number. We probably should have 3-bet it. I meant folded it. With the 7 of hearts, we're blocking a lot of his potential calling range. Just gonna call here. Just gonna check this one back. Turn here, I'm gonna go big. We could even overbet, but I don't mind just B75. Easy fold over here. Center hearts I don't mind. I probably prefer, actually maybe in this spot, I don't know. Sometimes my heads up study and the other one gets overlapped. On a 61, when he sizes down, he's in the big 2, which means he's like actually really strong, which means I want to call him kind of. In the sense of I'm gonna get paid really often when I hit. If he's more mergy, the pocket pairs go down in value. Basically, if they have ace king or over pairs, it's really easy to play your pocket pairs. You kind of like, especially for passive or more passive players. Basically, they, yeah, okay, I don't know. It just has ace king, obviously. Also, we got a good price. Normally, you're supposed to size up more than that because you're supposed to be polarized, but I guess he's just merged size down. That makes sense. Like players like that have really poor win rates in the big blind. Usually, they're very passive and they usually miss the flop. Yeah. I think he chose kind of a correct sizing though, so I don't know him perfectly, but yikes. I still see the point in betting because he's gonna have threes and deuces sometimes. He's gonna flow some ace high. And I think now we just clearly check. If he calls twice, he's going to be ahead of us here on this board. On the river, hopefully we can just win. I don't mind. In theory, you could check this, but versus a rec, I'm just going to bet. And then when he sizes up here, I'm just going to fold. Took a while to call. I don't mind the idea of just betting this hand. I mean, if you get jammed on by flush draws, it kind of sucks. Actually, I'm just going to check. Hopefully an over comes to the 10. If he doesn't bet, I'm just going to bet myself. Only advantage to this type of board, right? When you check and an over comes to a 10, to the 10. Versus a rec, it's going to scare them. That's the advantage of seeing an extra card a lot of the time. Here on a 98, I think we just find the 1/3 here. I think you could potentially mix in a half, but I'm just going to thin float up 1/3. Just going to call here at the stack depth. You can definitely have leads on this card, and we are definitely going to check. So obviously we're just going to bet twice and hope we get called by a jack. I don't think he's going to bluff this card again. Could do either here. Just going to go half pot on the river here. First the overbet. We block 10-9. It's just really hard for him to have bluffs. I'm going to make a hero fold here. I don't think this is a bluff. I don't think we value. I think we just have to call here. I mean, like, we're so capped. And we block 10-9. I don't know. I don't love the call here. Okay, worked out. I didn't have enough time to think about it. So wait, what happened here? I don't know, I might be acting on a turn, in which case I hope it works out for me. Sometimes I'm recorded in a sec, so I'm gonna get overwhelmed. Just gonna bet 75 again. Am I in the big? Like, I'm so confused. Okay, so we basically lose to everything but like a trapped queen. Well, not a trap, but like just a queen. Okay, so he just bingoed me. Sick. It's like the disadvantage to just playing your flush is so nitty. I mean, like, he just never wins the hand unless he hits, and then he's not priced in to call. Like, it's just better off jamming turn. Here with the wreck behind, I'm gonna call, and I know this is blocking. Okay, so he has kings. He has king queen off, kind of. I don't mind the idea of just raising with this type of hand. Because we're gonna have flush draws, we're gonna have jack 10. It's an easy way to get a king to get stacked. So we just gig a fast play. Probably a mistake here would be shoving though. If you have an ace king, he's basically drawing dead, so what's the point of jamming? We're just gonna pick a half pot size here on the turn. Also means if we have a flush draw, we get off cheaper because you can just check back the river. And obviously we pray no kings, but I'm starting to get a little worried here. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking about. If you have a hand, I think you just call here. Okay, he finds the fold. Oh, okay, that's why. I guess he was just planning on donking river. Okay, anyway, I know you can't see all my tables here. I guess I'll just leave this. I'll leave this one. Here when he bets big, you don't love the ace of hearts here, you want him to have it. Obviously when the river's a heart, you want him to not have it, but then it's like you're calling to bluff. Just doesn't make sense. There's other hands. Let me see my recording to make sure it's good. Alright. Don't want to look scruffed. Click the wrong thing. Let's see if there's a 2K running. How long have I been recording for? 22 minutes, plus I had the thing earlier. I'm just gonna fold here. My hand would have played pretty good here, not gonna lie. Would have played a little worse versus that flop. Jeez. Damn, we would have hit good on the second. We would have hit both boards, but. This is like a pure 3-bet, especially on our 97. Just gonna B20 here. Wow, what a flop. Here, not having spades are kind of good to bet again. I don't know. 2 overs to the 7. Good blockers on his best ace-x. No spade. Here I don't mind checking because I'm suited and I want to keep his random bullshit spades in. Now we'll bet, even though obviously this is a good flush to protect, but I'm gonna check evaluate. Snap half pawn. I guess I just call just because I have no clue what this Rec's doing. You might just have some bullshit queen 10 or some ace 4. Yeah, exactly. Alright. Wait, how am I setting out? And also, what happened between these 2 Risk crew members? No, that's what everyone wants to see when they watch my videos, is just me play versus these guys. So. This laggy laptop of mine. Oops. Three of that. He calls. Turn ace. He bets big. He calls. Oof, he might have missed value. I get the logic because he's gonna have some suited ace-x. I don't know. To me, flush or bust on the river. I guess he's worried about aces, obviously, but I don't know. Obviously, it's easy to say that in hindsight, but to be fair, I do think he has a good amount of ace-x that plays that way. Ace-x of hearts. It's just hard to have enough bluffs on the river then if you're only betting. Actually, no, that doesn't make any sense. I'm trolling. I guess it is hard to have bluffs. Here, this guy is kind of crazy. I'm tempted to call, even though it's just like a losing strategy. It's just 2 Recs. Yeah, I'll stay disciplined because I'm recording and fold. And I'm gonna fold over here. Could check this one back. I think we can get value here, so I'm just gonna keep betting. I think he's gonna have a lot of ace-x with lower kicker with a spade and stuff like this. That's where he doesn't raise flop. Yeah, that 10 cents. I mean, I know it sounds weird. I do think it's fine to have a non-all-in size though on the river. I don't think you need to be 120% or check. Obviously, it's like hard to build, but I mean, it's gonna make the most amount of his hands in a tough spot. Like if he calls some ace jack, ace queen type hands, having a non-all-in size is really good, even with your flushes. Most of your bluffs can go bigger, and then you can have some that go smaller because you obviously need less bluffs the smaller you go. On a 62 here, we'll still call. It's deep. And we'll check. I think this is just a call here and never raising, I think, with the 10 of spades. We're just going to block hands we dominate. If you have like the 10 of clubs, it's almost better, I think. Because I expect to see a lot of checkbacks here. People like to check. I could lead myself, but I just don't see the point in this type of hand leading. And we're going to call. And we're snapping river. Sorry, you guys can't see. I don't have a tracker. I'm at this laptop. another reason. Here versus player, I guess we'll call. We're supposed to. I don't mind folding, by the way. I don't love. I feel like we're pretty crushed. I see, so we kind of bingoed him. First half pot, I'm just gonna call with the backdoor flush draw. Probably could start folding. And here on the river, I mean on the turn, let's just go with the 10 big blind side or a 20% pot. I mean, if you have sets, you want to bet that. If you jacks, you tens, you want to bet. It's gonna make the most amount of hands indifferent. A lot of people don't protect their checking range enough here, and you know what they really don't protect is their check calling range. If when you bet that small, almost everyone will just raise. So on the river, they're basically resorting to calling just ace king, and then some trapped aces, but most of the time people are pretty cooked here. And yeah, obviously if you play b20 here and you're shoving river, by the way, that doesn't mean that they can just start calling you later, because if you play all your value that way, I mean, yeah. And you can mix between the two. Like if you have jack 10 there and you have a set, you don't necessarily need to bet 20 here. Here with 2 overs to the 8 in position, I don't think you can fold. I'd be shocked if there's a hand with 2 overs you're tossing. Versus a range bet, you'd have to unlock for range bet. I'm pretty sure it is a range bet. Without having an over to the jack, I'm more likely to bet. I'd say a hand like queen jack and ace jack. I don't mind checking, especially queen jack. Ace jack has the benefit of beating queen jack. Okay, so now we just chop with everything. We have like great blockers, but we also block some of the calls. I think we just check now. Yeah. Worst nightmares, he has jack 10, right? If he folds, I'll open it. Six Max definitely rusty. Almost all my setting has been heads up, but I hope you guys could still take some stuff away from this video. Alright, here you can do a lot of things. I think I don't mind sizing up to half. Can also check. We'll go half though. They do have king queen off here, so ace king is a little. Well, I'm gonna check this. I'm gonna call this one. And here it's just a jam. He's gonna have king x of hearts and he's gonna have queen x of spades, and neither is supposed to fold. Yeah, it's kind of the idea behind this. And it's really easy for you to pick bluffs. Versus the snap, we're pretty screwed. Yep. This guy's just a professional sunrunner, so is what it is. Alright, here when they call multi-way, he checks. I'm blocking other calls. I think I expect to see some king queens here, some ace kings called, so I don't mind doing this. Obviously we're a little in danger from ace king. King x of spades, king 9 even, easy turn check. I don't think 5-5 is a very high frequency call. But I'm not complaining. I know that guy's never folding. That guy would never fold 7-3 suited. I'm gonna call again. Even though you block bluffs, I just versus the rack. In theory, you could probably start thinking about it. Easy call here if he has queen 10. Alright, he just chose to play weird. I mean, I was so uncapped here, and this is his board, but some people just love playing really weird. I don't know. And this is the easy fold for me now. Like, I really don't get the idea behind checking aces here. It's like it's his board, and you should leverage that. You don't need to protect your range on your board. Like, I don't know. Like, check jacks or tens. I mean, if he just bets, like what if this guy just has his king jack and he just is doing this weird nerd shit? I don't know. Bet you didn't expect I had aces. I don't know. To me, I just think it's so annoying. The board is jack 8-4, sure, because I have eights. I will also say population. Maybe he plays me different than population. Population there doesn't have jacks or tens at all. You're basically just giving me free cards that bingo 7s, 6s on you. Like, I don't know. And then he blocks river, but like, do you really want to block call or raise here? Versus button calling range? Like, I don't know. You have like terrible blockers basically, so. I mean, you have like unblockers, but you don't block any value and you'd rather have a pair. I don't know. Got us 4.3 bigs. Good job. I think if he just B75's flop and I call, he makes more. I just call here because it's 2 racks. And I call once at the BFD, and obviously outs to improve. Don't know how much 8x he has in here, so I don't feel the need to jam, because obviously like the appeal of jamming is that you would fold out 8x on a 7, but I'll probably just call and then donk on a... Okay, so he bet big. Do I want to check jam, or do I want to just bet myself? I just can't see him trapping a king, like, I don't know. If he traps a king, he traps a king. Yeah, nice. Okay. Might have been able to get value. Probably missed it. Definitely missed value there. My brain was kind of feeling like bet was the play. But I kind of was greeding for the extra 40 bigs. And there's no way I can get 40 bigs if I bet, so. Don't see the point. I don't mind the idea of... What did I bet flop? I don't mind half pot, because he's going to have king jack and queen jack. That are just going to auto check back. And then on the river, we're just going to block and try and get called by them. Oh, with no flush, I'm just... I don't mind betting a third. I think he still calls ace-4 and ace-3 to the size. Okay, so we lose the 9s, but we beat everything else except the deuce. We beat any 8s though. Like, I think he's going to have a lot of 7-8 here. Yeah, nice. I think you're mainly just calling. I mean, obviously double good suit. I don't mind it. You should be able to get a lot of value with pairs here. The issue is I'm just drawing dead versus 5x, which isn't the greatest. But I can turn this into a bluff is my idea. And you're going to need a bluff here, so. I do either. I'm just going to check. And I'm going to call. I don't want to just bet and get called by 5x and lose. I'd rather make the money from bluffs. And here I'd rather just call 5 because the idea that he's going thin is kind of annoying. Nice. I think it's a mistake on the turn. But it's my thought. Like, what's the point of betting small? Fold at 7-6? 8-7? I think you size up here. I think it's bait to size down, but I could be wrong. You just don't have enough pairs because you're floating way wider than pairs, so it's not like you're way ahead of me. And I'm going to be raising 5 and 4x a decent amount, so I don't know. I think you size up and take advantage of... I guess I'm raising a good amount of 4x though, and like... I think aces is still good enough, but maybe I have too many 4s. Because I am in the big. Like, there gets to a point if you're deep enough, like, both players have too many quads for you to start going super thin. And you kind of play a more mergy strategy where you can value bet, but you have the safety of having quads within that structure. Like, he can value bet aces, but he also has quads in that range. Alright, so everyone just left. I think it's my button. QJS. Alright, we're just going to call here. Then call only. First that size. And here it's over better check for him or pot, depending on Some b20 here is actually fine. He plays b20. Here my hand is, I'm pretty sure, a pure check. We have too much showdown. And we bingo. And now if he checks, I think this deep, it's just b75. I'm good enough now to bet ace-jack. With no spade, you're just going to call. I'm going to troll him. Oh, I'm in click, but I have a good hand. And here, I just don't know what this guy has. Okay, here we're going to play for like the misclick, like... Oh, I was going to say something. Oh. Alright, anyway, we're going to be wrapping up the video in a sec here. I've been recording 40 minutes, so... With the diamond, it's pretty good to bad. I mean... Probably an okay call, to be honest. Love it. And now it's a clear check, I think. I mean, you block some bluffs on the river right with the 5 of clubs, but maybe I'm reaching here. I don't mind betting again, actually. I mean, obviously it's like kind of too weak of an ace to bet, and you kind of want to protect, and you have the ace of diamonds to block. Whatever. I think like a higher ace wouldn't want the ace of diamonds. I don't know, my line just seems so bluffy. Like, because I have jack 10 and queen 10, right? So, like, even if I have a 9 here, like if I just go big, he might just hero 9. I know it sounds dumb, but... Because I have queen jack 10, 7, 8. And, you kind of level your opponent. But he makes a good fold. In theory, it's not a b75, but sometimes people, like, when you have a lot of bluffs, people understand they can call really wide. And I wouldn't be surprised if you get paid off by a 9 there. Because you technically have enough bluffs to do it, and yeah. The issue is the matter of how much 8x and stuff. I should just b75 this, by the way, on the flop with the 10 of hearts, but whatever. Anyway, I'm going to be wrapping up the video here in a sec. Oh, I thought we got there. Never mind. With no diamond. Let's check. Nice hand. Yeah, I was value betting on this turn. It sucks he got there. Alright, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.